The parole hearing is where an inmate's past officially meets his future. 2 years ago at Sonny'S, Brenda got to see what the world thinks of her husband.
Most people would have never looked back. The victim was on the phone, the DA, the board that protects the community, the person that committed the crime, my husband, and then there's me.
It was the first time Brenda heard all the facts of Sonny's crime. She saw horror hit the faces in the room, punctuated by the victim's cries.
One of the main members of the board, she got really angry, and she reminded him, you just need to just come up with something, the truth of how you've been rehabilitated. The board looked at me and him, and she said, I want you both to know 80-something% marriage relationships from prison don't work. He goes, my wife is the reason I even want out of prison. So then I was able to get up and speak. I might have said, once again, from one woman to another, my heart goes to the victim. I said, but I can't give you no guarantees. And when you think about it, they had every right, so did the victim, to have a guarantee. And the only guarantee they could get out of that hearing was just not to let him out. So they went and they met. They were all in the other room meeting, and my husband looked over at me. And the way he was looking was that little boy in those eyes. And it just breaks my heart when he looks at me like that. He goes, you all made me look like a monster. He goes, I'm not a monster. And I said, you're not a monster. You're you. So they came back out, and she said, we're gonna grant you parole. And she said, but we're gonna put it 2 years out. You keep yourself together and get out and live your life. He just sat there emotionless. Did you hear what we said? We're giving you a date. About 3 months after he got his date, he decided to use. I get this phone call, somebody else, another inmate, and he goes, your husband's in the hole. And I instantly just broke down. I go, is he okay? Was he hurt? And they go, no. They go, you just need to come see him and he'll tell you.
After testing positive for drugs in prison, Sonny spent 2 years in programs working his way to parole. Brenda stuck by his side, and in a few days, they'll face the world again.
But he would also say, Brenda, this place is manifested with it. I do everything I can to get away from it, walk away. I even say no. He said, but when you and I have problems, it just seems the thing to do. And now that he's gonna come out here and live this life with me, am I ready? Will it work? All I know is we're gonna take it day by day. I don't think I have a lot of expectations on him other than just learn to be a good citizen. Learn to adapt in society and blame nobody but yourself when you fall.